For a lot of people, the finite thought thing gets in the way because they believe that, so if they take $30,000 from this person is now $30,000 poorer and has $30,000 less to spend. So let's talk about the forces that move money over which you have control. Okay? The first is what you decide. So let's do what we talked to today. You make all the decisions that control whether money flows to you or whether it does not. Because these are the things that really control the flow of money. So you get to decide who you want to be. Nobody else needs to have any governance over that. Exchanging, where did you grow up and under what circumstances did you grow up? And, and the stories are interesting. And if anything, what they have in common is a sort of environmental need for resourcefulness at a young age. But fundamentally, where you grew up has no impact whatsoever on what you decide today about who it is you are going to be. It doesn't matter whether you grew up in Manhattan or whether you grew up in Poughkeepsie or whether you grew up in West Virginia or whether you grew up in Bangladesh. Proof is, by the way, so sometimes we will hear, these poor people who are in the ghetto and they're third generation welfare people, and the only role models they ever see are drug dealers, and they don't have a chance. Except we can go find stories of people who have come out of that exact environment and are fabulously successful and fabulously wealthy. Now, the losers amongst us think where there's a freak accident. The winners think where there's one, there's a formula, there's a model, and there could be 100, there could be 1,000, there could be an unlimited number if they just followed the model.
True commitment is when you take irreversible action. Okay, commitment is not a thought. Commitment is not a desire. Commitment is when you take irreversible action. So take action that you can't undo. Take action that puts your balls on the chopping block. Take action that burns the fucking boats. This is why hunger is such a common denominator in virtually every successful person's life. Because if you are hungry, you are committed.
I thought, what a great belief system that when all hell's breaking loose and nothing's working, that you're only 1 millimeter off. Because most people think it's impossible, so they give up. Isn't that true? And in real life, it's true. So a very powerful belief to leave today with would be, nothing's working, I'm 1 millimeter away. What little thing do I change? And when I do, it changes everything. Because I'm heading this direction, I'll make this little shift. You take that out an hour from now, a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, you have a totally different destination from that direction. And then we're going to train ourselves. Because guess what? If you're in this state of certainty, and all hell's breaking loose in your life, people can't figure out to go, move, I'll handle it. People go, he's so lucky, he's so confident. No, here's what I've created for my life, and anyone I know succeeded. I'm a 17-year-old kid from Azusa, California, with no real education other than self-education, with no background, with no money, but I did one thing. I love people, and I had an enormous demand I made upon myself, and I sculpted my mind and my emotions to get me to do whatever it would take to achieve and to contribute. But to do that, I did it by using my body and changing my focus. I did it by putting myself in a peak physiology and using what I call incantations. Can you train yourself to believe something, yes or no? Absolutely. And let me tell you something. How many of you have things when you want to go achieve them and this part of your voice goes, oh, it's not going to happen, or forget it? How many got a voice that sometimes interrupts that good pattern? Say, I. And what you want to do is train a new one. So starting when I was 17, I started doing incantations, not affirmations. Affirmation, you go, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. What's the problem? You haven't changed your what? Your what? physiology. If you don't change your physiology, you won't get anything. So an incantation is not only you speak it, but you embody what you're saying with all the intensity you can. And you do it with enough repetitions that it sticks in your head.